A rise in temperature, ocean patterns changed, and ice caps melted.
What is climate equity according to you?
Yes, interesting question you have for me in terms of climate equity. In a polarized world that we live in today, we're talking about how climate is perceived differently by different groups of people because of the diversity that we have. Right? And when it comes to the way we have unevenly distributed that perspective, we are also going to see how people have managed to work with climate and the powerful effects of what happens to climate on humans.
So, in my understanding, there are countries which believes that, they are developed countries, they believe that the load and the burden and the curse of this whole climate problem is the developing countries. But a climate equity situation is when all countries together realize that it is a collective issue. Each of us has an equal responsibility.
Different governments around the world are taking action to address the issue of climate change. This includes passing legislation to reduce our emissions and also investing in renewable energy. Specific measurements are being taken. For example, they are implementing low carbon strategies or supporting the international climatic agreements.
I think global warming is something which is very important and pertinent across the world, and we are all grappling with the after effects of global warming. Climate change has really affected not only globally but even locally, and we can see that happening even in our own country. So I think it's an important and a very pertinent thought, and we as young people and as educated people should be doing our best to reduce that.
I think the Form Day is a wonderful exposure to the students. You are the future generation of tomorrow, and when students and young age citizens speak about such a serious topic, it creates a longer impact on individuals and responsible adults, which will take us a long way.
The countries which are causing climate change and the countries which are leading to the negative impacts of climate change, unfortunately, are the countries which were advocating climate action. And there are certain countries which do not have the infrastructure, do not have the resources, do not have the wherewithal to bring about positive change. That is what inequity is.
As an individual, I think each one of us can contribute significantly towards climate change. We can begin by taking very small steps, like, very simple ones like switching off the lights and fans when we leave the room, switching off all the electrical appliances when they are not in use, segregating waste, not wasting food, walking instead of taking a car or any other two-wheeler.
So I think this was something very important to explore. This is, this whole talk of climate change has been going on for a long time, but the aspect of climate equity has only just come in. And it's important for all of us to know how we have contributed to, climate change.
So, see, we talk about larger picture, right? But what we should do is we should begin with small steps locally. For example, the first and the foremost, the basic step is self-reflection and implementation, right? For example, we can, and the second step is awareness. The next step is awareness, where you make people aware about the underprivileged group of the society which actually face the brunt of climate injustice or inequality.
Crisis we have created, so we have to provide a solution. What I try to do, I try to utilize things which are like plastic usage and giving back to environment in terms of planting more trees.
The more students who have been educated about this climate equity and the changes, they will really help them if they go back home and tell their own friends, own community where they're staying, or RWA. I request all the students to connect with the RWA and take this initiative further so that we can grow, we can tell, we can inform people around how serious it is.